Hello and welcome to Highkey Obsessed. I am your host, Thomas Boomhauer, and joining me today, she's blown far from her homeland in search of glory and honor. We walk in the garden of her turbulence. It's Cassie.
Hello.
Today, we find ourselves equals, for we are both equally blessed to be talking about A Knight's Tale, which is a truly ridiculous and legitimately an incredibly well-made movie. It's just an awesome fucking movie.
I knew I loved it. I remember how much I loved it, but I forgot how much I loved it.
So I watch it's
so good.
Legitimately one of my favorite movies. I watch it
Same.
all the time, every year at least once. And I watched it for this, and I paid more attention than I normally do to the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just awesome. Legitimately, everybody is doing their part to perfection, which I knew, but there's just a bunch of little things that we're into.
Mm-hmm.
We're keeping our nonsense season going with one of our sporadic movie episodes. And for our newer listeners, I'm going to give a little bit of background, a little bit of context for this. I started doing movie episodes in the early days of Highkey Obsessed. I did a whole season that was half of them during the heist season. But really, it was because I wanted to be on the Rewatchables, which is a podcast from the Rinners podcast network, hosted mostly by Bill Simmons. And essentially, what we do for our ripoff episodes of those are our homage episodes. We do a Twitch summary. We talk about our experience with the movie and kind of the critical / social perception of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into the categories, breaking it down. It's just kind of a fun way to organize the things that we would talk about in the movie anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going forward. I think it's fun to just really lean into that. We're just doing the Rewatchables a bit. And so they're going to be called
Obsessedables.
Highkey Obsessables or Highkey Obsessables, working title.
I love it. It's kind of this is silly, but it makes me think of Uncrustables.
Yeah, which, listen, they fucking slap.
And I'm not kidding, I was eating a gluten-free version of Uncrustables earlier.
Awesome. No free ads, but no free ads.
They're great.
Shout out Smuckers.
Well, these are not
Smuckers. Pay us. Drop the
they're
check.
off-brand because they're gluten-free. But
off-brand, cut the check. Before we get into this, Cassie, can you tell the fine folks out there where they can find us?
I sure can. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube at Highkey Obsessed Podcast. And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Sharkbait's Bookshelf. And please look us up on your podcasting platform of choice and subscribe, rate, and review. We would love those 5-star reviews. If you don't give us a 5-star review, we will weigh, measure, and find you wanting.
Tough.
I couldn't think of it. I was like, we could put you in the stocks for impersonating a member of the nobility, but...
Yeah. And so, without further gilding the lily and no more ado, let's get into A Knight's Tale.
My lords, my ladies, and everybody else here not sitting on a cushion.
Following the untimely death of his master, a jousting knight in the middle of his match, William Thatcher dons his armor and completes the match to win the tournament to buy food for himself and his friends Watt and Roland. Satisfied with their luck, the trio head for home before William convinces them, let's make a go of this. Let's really run the tables. I'm going to impersonate a knight, and we're going to win glory, we're going to win gold, and we're going to enter some tournaments. We did a sick training montage. We did a sick makeover, and the trio happened across, literally, Geoffrey Chaucer.
Geoffrey fucking Chaucer.
An unknown writer who they meet naked and trudging up the road.
To trudge.
Chaucer, that was a really good impression. Chaucer agrees to help them forge William's patents of nobility, and things are off from there. William proves to be a sensation, winning not only the sword on foot, but proving very good at jousting. Helped along by his fearlessness, his tenacity, competitiveness, and of course, Chaucer's incredible heraldry. With only the villainous, both in sports and real life, Count Adamar of Anjou standing in his path. Not only is Adamar a rival for tournament glory, but the pair joust, kind of, over mutual attraction to the beautiful Jocelyn. Adamar eventually learns of William's true origins and reveals the truth, seemingly ending the rivalry once and for all. However, William is knighted for real, and beats Adamar in their final tilt before roasting him and then super making out with Jocelyn.
Super
Like,
making out, like, makes
the
it
hardest
become
anyone has made out
nighttime.
on film, probably. All right. What is your relationship with this movie? Did you watch it when it came out? Have you always loved it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny. When we picked this, so B and I, every Friday night, we alternate who gets to pick
Mm-hmm.
what movie we're watching, and we each get one veto a year. So like this is how our like family movie night goes. Every week we alternate who picks the movie, and we get one veto a year. Neither of us have used our veto, and I was worried that B was going to use his out of
Oh my
spite
God.
because he does not like this movie. But
Huh?
anyways, but I picked it. I was so excited. I picked it. We watched it, and I was like brought back. But I originally was looking because I know I have the DVD to this
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in
That's
my
awesome.
possession, but I couldn't find it, so we ended up having to rent it. But I I think, when did this come out?
This 2001 or
2001?
2002. Came
2001,
out
2002.
in 2001,
I
May 11th.
think I saw this in theaters.
I'm jealous. That's
Like,
fucking
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure I saw this in theaters and then bought it on DVD. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, shit, it's possible I had it on VHS. Like, I honestly don't know. I love, love this movie. And like, I've always obviously been into like British ancient lit, ancient and just regular British lit. And we did a little bit of Chaucer in high school. And
Mm-hmm.
it was so fun for me because obviously of my obsession with this movie. But yeah, I could quote the whole thing and didn't realize how well I could quote the whole thing until
Mm-hmm.
we were watching it because I haven't watched it in years because B doesn't like it. So anytime I'd be like, oh, let's watch A Knight's Tale, he'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh. And then I'd forget that he doesn't like it and I'd suggest it again. But anyways, I love it. I love the soundtrack. I love everything about it. It's awesome.
So similar to you, although I didn't see it in theaters, but this was on repeat in my house growing up, and I don't know if it was just because I'm sure it was like a cable classic that was just on all the time,
Maybe.
or if we had a VHS of it or something. But I just remember watching this movie all the time. It is one of my favorite movies. It's when I started having disposable income and learned you could buy movies digitally. Like the first movie I bought, I'm very much amongst the first movies I bought. I was just locked in.
I love that.
I watch it every year, at least once. I'm probably gonna watch it after we do this episode with Maddie, and it's like a charming movie. It's so quotable. I have quoted it for years. It was one of my sister's favorite movies. It's one of my mom's favorite movies. It's just like a very special
Yeah,
movie to me.
I
And I
love that.
think, given how much of who I am, like, I think it was probably a pretty important movie for forming who I have become because of William's just refusal to give in, to give up, and
Oh,
to like
yeah. Interesting.
constant belief in himself.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
'Cause I've always attributed that to growing up watching sports, but
Yeah.
I know this is very much a sports movie, so
It
I'm sure it's
is.
all. But I'm sure it's all interconnected.
Yeah. It's funny. I never thought of that like it's a sports movie, but 100% is. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and say it is tied with first place with Remember the Titans for my
Wow,
favorite sports movie.
that's incredible.
Remember the Titans is
We should
like
do Remember
the
the
best.
Titans on
We
here.
1,000% should
That
be
was
Remember the
like
Titans.
I-
I'll
growing
cry
up
through the
playing
entire episode.
growing up playing high school football. You know what I mean? Like that movie was on.
That was also
Like
like
it
a
was popping.
formative movie for me. I saw that in theaters too.
So I think this movie has always been pretty beloved, which is
Hmm.
I feel like it's kind of referred to as a cult classic, but it's so universally acclaimed. I don't think it is a cult classic because it's just like everybody fucks with it so hard. I know it didn't super perform well at the box office,
Yeah, I
but
was
it's
gonna
just like
say.
besides B, I've never heard a negative word against this movie.
Right, right.
So the critical reception, Rotten Tomatoes, the consensus is once you get past the anachronisms, A Knight's Tale becomes a predictable, if spirited, Rocky on horseback.
Rocky on horseback. I love that.
Which
I
I do think,
love anachronistic
yeah,
like period pieces that are done well, right?
Mhm.
I think that like it's funny we've seen like this like push of these period pieces that have the anachronistic references and
Yeah.
music and things like that and like tone and sometimes dress, but it's not done in like a very silly tongue-in-cheek on purpose but well
Mhm.
done way the way A Knight's Tale is. I'm thinking specifically of oh my god, what was
Bridgerton.
it? No, actually not
Oh.
Bridgerton. I like the way Bridgerton does it because
Oh, okay. I thought
the
you were I thought you were
no.
going to talk about something you liked.
Oh no, I was going to talk about something I didn't like, and it was the I can't think of her name right now.
Oh my god. So this was not in trivia. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have to. So listeners, candidly, in my notes, I always put in the critical reception, but I forgot to. So I'm on Wikipedia right now for this part.
Yeah.
I see the awards this movie has been nominated for, right?
Mhm.
The film was nominated. There's some other ones. Who cares? Film was nominated for Best Kiss and Best Musical Sequence. Losing both, it lost Best Kiss, which is fucking crazy, to American Pie 2, and Best Musical Sequence to Moulin Rouge, which I don't. I'm
That makes
unmoved.
sense.
That does make sense, but losing Best Kiss
Moulin
is
Rouge
crazy.
is a great example of the period with anachronistic
Mhm.
references, like the music, the costume, like everything being just like a costume versus what they actually would wear.
Mhm.
Right. Those are two excellent. And are those the same time? Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What a great movie
Um,
year. What a great
I know.
movie
We
year.
used to
Holy
just. I think
shit.
we're coming back a little bit. I think, but we used to just be doing this shit all the time.
Mm.
Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4, and argued that the anachronisms made little difference
Mm-hmm.
because the director did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on purpose.
Right.
Obviously, besides Beyond the Rock, like all the expressions and like putting the Tower of the Eye or Tower of London, whatever. They put a bunch of buildings in London and Paris throughout the movie that are not there at the time. And the director was basically like the 70s have always been the 70s, no matter which century they were in. And also, it helps the audience feel the excitement that they would have felt watching the joust if you have fucking Queen and David Bowie and
The same way you would have
Turner Overdrive playing.
pump up music in the
Yeah,
stadiums during a football game or a soccer game or
exactly
whatever
that.
game. Yeah, I love that.
Yes. All right. But with that, let's get into the categories.
Let's
We're
do
going to
it.
start off with This Scene Slaps, aka Best Scene. And I have a list to run through. So, number one, the opening sequence, I think, is no notes, right? We did the explainer about jousting. They're just like, here's what you need to know. This
Mm-hmm.
is basically football for these people. Lock in. Sir Ector is just immediately dead. Watt is immediately fucking
And has
cooking.
shat himself,
Yes.
basically. I didn't realize that until this watch. I was like, oh, that's why he smells, because he
I
wouldn't
think
be rotting
I have the
already.
exact quote in best quotes, but Roland basically is like the spark of his life is
He's
smothered by
smothered in
shite.
shite.
Just like incredible stuff immediately. We Will Rock You using the Bucine for the guitar solo. That's the giant trumpet things.
Oh, you
Like
looked up the actual
I
name.
did.
Nice. Good for
I
you.
did. That was just incredible. That's just so funny. When I was 5, I was like, that's amazing. And now that I'm 29, I'm like, that's fucking amazing that happened. And then we did the first joust, pretty good. My next scene is the training montage, set to Lowrider, which is kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Missing wildly, we go to the cart. He's like, come on, Bonies. And Heath Ledger throughout the movie makes a lot of that clicking noise. And every time it's
Hot.
very charming and funny. Like,
So hot.
Watt drops the shield on Roland, which is always hits every time. The boat, he almost drowns.
Mm-hmm.
We get the sword fighting, and he just fucking rocks them.
Mm.
And then he comes out super hot as Lowrider
Oh
drops down, which is like
my God.
awesome. Like they just really do that well out. It's like winding down, and then he's in time, kind of riding the horse. Because in the beginning, he has kind of braids that are matted in a weird way. It's
They're
gross weird.
locks. Like, yeah, they're,
And then
yeah.
it's the nice curly Heath Ledger hair going.
Yep. Mm.
Meeting Chaucer, just
made
an
me
incredible Paul Bettany trudging to trudge,
To trudge.
there, just up the
The
mountain,
slow, weary walk.
butt ass naked, covered in dirt, picking a thorn out of his feet with the fucking
With his
teeth.
fucking teeth. Every time I see it, I'm like, ugh.
So he's like, I'm a writer to peasants, expecting peasants to know who he is. To
Right.
write.
To write.
right?
To write. To what? To write. He's like so horrified
Oh.
that Watt says
Yeah.
You what?
It was Aladorable.
Ah, well, we won't hold that against you. It's for every
It's
man
so
to
funny.
decide for himself.
Roland is awesome. It's just a good movie.
Line sent me this time around. I was like, oh.
I say that to people. I say that to people sometimes. It's just funny to just like you don't. The context makes no sense, and you just bust it out anytime.
Yeah, yeah.
The first tilt. Oh, sorry. Meeting Jocelyn for the first time. It starts with him sitting to himself, the little kind of jitty for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
not
he's
the right
making
word.
up.
But ditty for no reason.
Diddy.
Wait. Yeah, a little
Diddy is
ditty for no
correct.
reason.
Yes.
Sitting to himself. Immediately, Caesar is just like, "Oh God." Follows her into the church, and the guys, "You desecrate the house of God." And then his
Does this
realization,
not shock you, ladies?
I laugh
To
just to
keep
keep
from
from weeping.
weeping. And then he's like, shows the ring,
Yeah,
and she goes, "Oh, this is
she just
lovely."
fucking clocks him. Jocelyn is really good. Just a really good character
But you know what?
who
What's her fucking last name, Thomas?
doesn't have one. Doesn't
She
need one.
doesn't have one.
Did you know that her handmaiden does have a name though?
Yes.
Okay. We have some notes on that. Doesn't have a last name is crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Does
And
what?
also Adamar,
Avanju.
freaking what's his face? Rufus Sewell.
Yeah.
We were watching him and B was like, is something wrong with his eye? Because we, of course, we watch everything
Mhm.
he's in. We love him. But we're looking at, I was like, he had to have had surgery to correct the other eye. And that is, in fact, I literally started typing. I was like, did Rufus Sewell have an auto-filled to eye surgery?
Wow.
So, yes, he did. Anyways, sorry.
The
New Year list.
first tilt against Adamar all the way through the announcement of who won. So it's like they fight for the first time, and you're like, "Damn, this guy's hitting. He has a chance." And then Adamar basically almost unhorses him, wins, and then they carry through. And we get the little shit talk. Next time we meet Count Adamar, you'll be looking at me from your
The
back.
flat of your back.
Yes, and he's like, "You
As
have been
if.
weighed, you have been measured, you have been found wanting," which is just elite shit talk.
It
He
is
just quotes the Bible basically. It's just like,
so good.
sorry, dog.
Yeah.
The Paris tournament, Jocelyn asked Will to lose for her and then to win. I also like the gambling bit in that. We have some of those quotes in here. William in the stocks and his friends defend him, and then he's knighted. Very moving scene, very touching. Also, just like great commentary on the capriciousness of crowds and people
Very.
and how they were all hailing him. They find out he's one of them, and they're like, "Fuck you!" And then he
Yeah.
wins, and they're like, "Hell yeah, brother, we fucking love you."
Yep. Yep.
And there's some really good quotes from Prince Edward that we have in here for the best quotes section on the
Yeah.
list out. And then the final tilt against Adamar. William returns. We get the illegally sharpened lance. He can't hold on to his lance anymore because he got fucking stabbed.
Lash it to me arm.
Chaucer buys him time. Watt feels emotions and moved by. He's like, my boy is actually a fucking knight. This is awesome. And they all love him.
He's like,
Jocelyn
your
bringing his
dad
father.
heard that? I was like, oh,
Yeah,
God.
I was like, damn, dude, I'm feeling emotions from this movie. William.
When he spits, first of all, I really
Yeah.
enjoy that your best scene list is just the entire fucking movie.
So if you go on YouTube, right? A Knight's Tale, best scene. Every movie scene comes up.
Literally, I'm looking at my list. I was like, okay, this is just the whole movie
Yeah,
that he's
sorry.
listing right now.
I just wanted to talk about them all, but I think there's two that really would probably be technically best scenes. But I don't know. Adamar's vision, which is kind of nuts that just happens. It's awesome.
Adamar's
And then
what?
he has the vision when he's knocked off the horse before he hits the ground. Where all the boys, you have been weighed.
Oh, I didn't. Are we sure that's a vision?
Yes. Only
Oh.
this, because I had to do research about it, but yeah.
Oh, I always just assume that actually happens.
Yeah, I did too. I like to, but
That's so funny. I learned
Yes.
something new. That does not
and
come
then
off,
like we've
clearly.
talked about, absolutely just making the fuck out with Jocelyn.
Yeah, I actually don't think that's that great, but I don't love Jocelyn, so
That's fine. As a character or like the performance or both?
uh the performance. But specifically at the end, this is
Hmm.
not about her. I love my favorite scenes, the scene slaps are like pieces of the scenes.
Okay.
Like specifically the music, We Will
Hmm.
Rock You, like that
Yeah,
part of
that
the
part.
scene,
Everyone's just
the
losing their shit and dancing.
all the introductions, especially the
Yeah.
ones where Adamar's Harold
His
is
guy's trying to
trying
do
to
it.
like do it. He's like his defender
Defender
of
of
his enormous manhood,
a shining example of
chivalry
chivalry
and
and
champagne.
champagne.
And then the at the end, I have one more, but
Mm.
at the end, before he's about to like go without any armor or a
Yeah.
helmet, and he's like staring, I'm like waiting. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
do
That
it,
like kind of
do it.
it's
And then he goes and
yeah.
spits, and it's and
That one's
all
it's
of the girlies are gonna know what I mean.
well the other thing with that, which, I can't relate to the spitting part, but it's very oh fuck. What the fuck? Oh, it's very Tombstone with the like Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo say when,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought that was really cool. And like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very like okay, Corral.
they don't make yeah, Adamar isn't chickening out in any way in that scene. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm about to kill this fucking guy.
Well, he's not checking it out because he's in full armor and he
Right.
just
But you
stabbed
know
the
what I mean?
guy.
Like there would be a way to cheapen Cal Adamar in that scene, I think.
Mm,
But you just see him like, I
mm-hmm.
don't care, I'm going to kill you.
Fair. And then my favorite scene from the whole movie
Mhm.
basically is the dancing scene
Okay.
where Angel plays because Heath Ledger is so fine in that, and he does a little like head side movement and
Yeah.
then mouths Angel, and
Golden
he's
years.
so hot, and it makes me really sad because he's dead.
It is sad because he's dead.
Anyways, those
It
are
is
my
Golden
scenes.
Years that plays in that scene though.
Oh yeah, golden years.
Okay.
Angel is just a word, is a line.
Word. For me, I think I would go with getting knighted. I think that one that moves me the most for like I'm rocking with it. Because I really enjoy the final scene, and I especially like it's not. I don't think this is my favorite scene. The when he gets knighted, I think I would choose the montage of him just unhorsing people, just fucking rocking them at the joust.
How many horses does he own now?
They don't all of them. I don't
Like,
know. It's
like
crazy.
so many horses.
I think I just picture even though they make a point of being like this horse is not what it used to be. I kind of just headcanon that he sold the horses after he wins them, or like just gives them back to the knights because he
Well, he
is
better
good.
hang on to some of them because he
I
gets
know.
unhorsed.
Also, his boys they need horses.
His boys
Like,
need horses. They can't just walk everywhere.
and Kate, of course.
And Kate. I
All
love
right.
Kate. That's actually another one is like the Nike swoosh is
Yes.
so fun.
So that I have a lot of trivia on a lot of these things, but I'll save it. Okay. So best character. This one, I'm just like we got to talk about him, but it's my boy. It's William. It's William Thatcher. I'm sorry.
Really
Yeah. There's a different scene for Scene Stealer.
fascinating.
Well, I'm me. Of course, I'm gonna pick. William
That's fair.
Thatcher.
Is Darrow your favorite Red Rising character?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Hilo's my favorite Greenbone Saga character. Peter's my favorite Narnia character.
Oh, come on.
He actually, well, in the rereading the books, he is not anymore. But
This is so lame.
Peter's annoying.
He's such a narc.
Is not anymore, but growing up he was. But I reread that and I was like, nah, he's annoying.
Got it.
But yeah, so William Thatcher, Ulrich von Liechtenstein, crazy name to be like, I'm gonna fool him.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see
What
this.
a
This is
strange
totally
thing
not
to
a
make
fake.
up.
Geoffrey Chaucer, good guy. Kate the Blacksmith, I liked a lot.
You're just gonna name every character.
Nope. Jocelyn, not one of that.
I do love Kate. No, mine are so I only picked one because I understood the assignment. It says Beck's character.
But we gotta talk about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
There's has
fair.
to be some-
Bees was Chaucer. Mine is
Okay.
Roland.
Okay, he's
I
like
think
the father
Roland
figure,
is
older brother, father figure
yeah,
type deal.
definitely not father figure to me. But
Well, he's like 17 years older than Heath Ledger. So like in they there's all the scenes where they look to him kind of for approval, and it's because he was like the oldest, most experienced actor on set, so they kind of adapted that.
yeah,
mindset
no,
for
I
him.
mean like definitely he's the steady,
Yeah.
calm, like more rational presence in the group,
Mm-hmm.
and he also has the funniest moments because it's very like droll, very dry, and he's such a nice foil to Watt.
Yeah. I remember always because Game of Thrones comes out, and I'm not super locked into everything that's going on in movies and TV wise, especially British movies and TV at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, Mark Addy, why isn't he in everything? Why aren't all these people in everything, frankly?
Mm-hmm.
But then he's Bobby B, Robert Baratheon, and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
It was awesome. It's funny because, but going into it, I had told B like some of the categories, including the one Game of Thrones related one,
Hmm.
and the whole movie
Hmm.
we're watching, and he goes, "So wait, who who's Robert Baratheon?"
But
And
that's
I was
why
like,
it's hard because
"What do you mean who?
yeah,
It's Roland. He's
so,
clearly Roland. He looks the exact same."
yeah. I have that tucked in at the end, but that's what inspired me to think like I've always thought about that because they're famously the cast were like legitimately became best friends. They loved each other. They were just kind of
I love
carousing through Prague
that.
together.
I love that.
And there have been multiple oral histories about this where they all talk very lovingly about their experience on the movie still and about Heath especially.
That's
And so
so
I'm just like,
cute.
Mark Addy is in Game of Thrones. Heath Ledger would have been Jamie Lannister or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, so no,
But we'll get to
we'll
it.
get there. I have some like really strong feelings about these.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. So next category is coming in hot slash the scene stealer award. And in the rewatchables, this is called the Dion Waiters Award, and it's meant for somebody who comes in for like a couple scenes or a couple minutes of a movie, and just dominates. You're like, holy shit, who is this person? So we're not beholden to that necessarily. It can be someone who's like in a major part of the movie, but still steals every scene they're in. And I have several nominations. There's one answer to this,
One
but it's just you,
correct answer.
right. But you got to talk about it, and I want to shout out the other people cooking. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody's cooking in this. All the movies. Roland, I thought was too important to the movie to do this, even though
Mm-hmm.
he sizzles.
Mm-hmm.
But I said Count Adamar of Anjou. Really, really spectacular villain in this.
Mm-hmm.
He's good looking. He's evil. He's contemptuous. He's scheming, cowardly,
Mm-hmm.
legitimately good at jousting, and he's chewing his scenes. Like every scene he's in, he is delivering it, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like you hate him more and more every time because he's
Mm-hmm.
slimy, and he wants Jocelyn as a trophy, and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Like and it's specifically just like
Gross.
nasty, slimy guy.
Yeah.
Why? Alan Tudyk, really fantastic actor, really, really funny in this the whole time. Maybe, despite Paul Bettany's lines, has the most famous line for the movie. Maybe
It's
has a bunch
called
of
a
shit.
lance. Hello.
And also his hair in this is so bright
Oh my
red
God.
that it's
I
like
was
you
like, did
can't
they
help but notice him.
like tweak the saturation?
I don't know. And his eyes are very blue a lot of the time too.
They are. Love
This
that.
one very specific to me. Christiana, Jocelyn's friend, lady in waiting, very very beautiful. Steals the scenes when I see her.
You and Roland both.
Yep, I see the vision, Roland. I see you. I understand you.
I
I've
love the
always
scene where
thought like,
Paul Bettany
yeah,
raises Roland's chin
I've
is
always thought like, Will, what are you doing, brother?
right.
But come on, like, it's absolutely Jeffrey Chaucer because it's not just the fucking announcing scenes. Every line delivery that Paul Bettany has is incredible, except for one that we're going to talk about. Well, it's not a bad line. It's just a weird scene to me.
Was it Bet 'em well, my lady?
Yes,
Yep.
I was
I
just like,
like
what the fuck?
forgot about it until it was happening, and I was like, "Oh, he's about to say something weird. He's about to say something weird." And then he
Yes,
said it, and I was like, "Oh, I hate it."
very strange. But when William is jousting and he knows he's going to win, and he's like, did she see me take the hit? Yeah, she saw you took the hit. It was awful. Her
What did
eyes
she
well done.
think? How
It's
did she
like,
react? Was she concerned?
yeah, and like when he's talking shit to the betting people, I will eviscerate you in fiction. Like everything he says
Yep.
is awesome. Every scene he's in, he's dominating, he's commanding. He fucking eats a thorn out of his foot with his teeth.
First of all,
Spits
Paul
it out.
Bettany is flexible.
Yes. So I'm gonna step on the trivia here. Paul Bettany came in and auditioned for a role in one of the director's previous movies, like before when he was a writer, just a screenwriter.
Mm-hmm.
And so he really tried to get him cast in that movie. The studio was like, he hasn't been in fucking anything, no. And so he was like, that's when I write a movie, And then him and Paul Bettany became boys. So he's like, when I make a movie, I'm writing you a character.
Oh my
And he
God, I
wrote
love
Chaucer for
that.
him, which
That's
makes
so
so much
cool.
sense.
It does. He's
And
perfect. No one could play that.
he sent him the script and he was like, you fucker, I'm naked the first half of the movie. And he's like, do you want to play it? Because it's going to be like, I'm going to have to fight for you. And he was like, yeah, of course. I'm in.
You fucker.
And so he puts him on tape doing all the lines and they're like, he's not funny. Chaucer's hilarious. This guy's not funny. And so they sent him contorting himself to bite out his foot. And they were like, that's funny. I see the vision now.
That's so weird that that's
You
what it
can
took.
cast
He's
him.
so funny in the whole thing.
So the casting for this is very, very specific. Like the director had a real vision for most of the roles that he wanted. And so we're going to talk about it a little bit, but there's very few people who were almost cast in these roles or were suggested by the studio to try to juice the box office are wild.
Interesting.
Are there anyone else stealing scenes we got to shout out?
Yeah. The soundtrack.
Well, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The soundtrack is the actual only scene stealer because to me, everyone you list, kind of to your point with this trivia thing, is like they were all written for specific purposes. There wasn't anyone that's like the only like Chaucer, I think, is too big of a character to be a scene stealer. Like those scenes were written to be scene stealer, to be the scenes that they are, so they can't be stolen. The only character, I would say, that's an actual scene stealer is Adamar's Harold.
Okay.
Or Prince Edward, but I'm going to say Adamar's Harold because for me, like those little moments where he is like trying to imitate. And then at the end, when he claps for William,
I think
I'm like, he's so
he
cute.
does.
And his like very quiet facial expressions, you can tell he hates Adamar.
I was going to say, I think like everyone else in this movie is not everyone else, but there's a lot of loud performances in this movie. And his Harold does do a very good job of being like, you know, this guy does not fuck with Adamar.
Yeah. Roland would be the only other one because like he's quiet funny, but again he's written that way on purpose. So again, I don't know that it's like a full. But when he, you know what, we're gonna wait for quotes and then I'll say it.
Roland has a quote that I added last minute that maybe it's the same one, but it's so funny. All right,
I wonder if we have the same one.
I feel like the reason I didn't do the soundtrack is because I thought of it the same way you thought of Chaucer, where it was like written specifically to steal the scene and be noticeable like that.
Yeah.
But it does. I think they don't take up too much space. Like the anachronistic music, like it fits perfectly. It's not obnoxious.
Like to me, they fit. B hates it. Literally the reason B does not like this movie is the music.
Crazy. We do have best needle drops coming up, which I did narrow that one. I kept that one limited. Best quotes, I have too many, but I don't care.
I limited myself.
Okay, so I like the Jocelyn's better a silly girl with a flower than a silly boy with a horse and a stick.
It's a good line.
And then it's called a lance.
Hello.
And it's called a lance. Hello. Somehow one of the just a very iconic line, which is funny because it has no relevance to any situation anyone would ever be in.
No, at all. There's no universe in which it makes sense, context free to say, but you do.
Yeah, we already talked about this one, but you have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting. In what world could you possibly beat me? Elite shit talk. And then he gets the vision of it. He says it a couple times basically, but comes back to bite him in the ass, which you gotta love. When we get Watt saying, you have been weighed, and the way Paul Addy says it, incredible. You have been measured, and you have absolutely been found wanting.
Welcome
to the world. God save you, if it is right that he should do so. Which I always love that kind of sentiment of, like in the Greenbone saga, spoilers, there's a part where there's a duel about to happen, and they say, I think it's old Uncle Genshu, judge me the more worthy of your children if I am, basically. Like the idea that's like you're asking for someone's blessing, but only if you deserve it.
Yeah.
I like a lot.
Yeah.
And he's, God save you if it's right that he should do so, because we all know it's not. This one, a little corny, but I love it. Well, young William Thatcher, the dude is posted up in the stocks. He's like, I got a perfect vantage point for my son. Someday I'll be a knight. The dude in the stock talking shit to him is hysterical.
I know. With his missing teeth.
A knight, you may as well try to change the stars. Can it be done, father? Can a man change the stars? Yes, William. If he believes
those
enough,
are good
a man can do anything.
impersonations. Those are very good.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's just a powerful sentiment, especially like it's a corny, stupid, like it's a sports movie, but in the context of medieval England, to be like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then
No, you can't. But
his
he did.
father very like tearfully gives him up to move heaven and earth to give him a chance to actually do it, and then
It's
he
so
does.
beautiful.
But yeah, Can a Man Change His Stars? Really, just beautiful sentiment, gets me fired up. This is
You know what? John Thatcher, Scene Stealer.
yeah,
That right there. Both of
just
his
following
major
your
scenes,
feet.
I like sobbed
Yeah,
unexpectedly, and I hadn't previously.
I think that's fair. That's the other thing, is like watching this with more intent to talk about it, or like just at different points of your life.
Yeah, as a
Important to
much
understand things.
older adult than I was, because again, I haven't watched this in years because B didn't want to. But yeah,
Yeah, another one that I is like really good to me is when Prince Edward is still in disguise and he learns that William knows who he is, and he basically is like, "Oh, you still you still joust even though," and William says, "It's not in me to withdraw," which is very my whole ideology I stole from Captain Kirk. I don't believe in no-win scenarios. Like, just very special to me. And then the nobility of Edward to do so anyway against what everybody thinks is a poor country knight, which even in their very hierarchical society would be a very lowly person on the totem pole, even if he is technically a knight, which is why Adamar is so repulsed by him the whole movie. And then, sorry, I have a lot.
you do.
To follow up on that, when he knights William ultimately, what a pair we made, huh? Both trying to hide who we are, both unable to do so. Your men love you. If I have chills right now.
If I knew nothing else about you, that would be enough.
But you also tilt when you should withdraw. And that is knightly too.
That is knightly
I was
too.
like, fuck yeah, it is.
It's so good. It's so
Take a
good.
knee. The way he says take a knee is also really cool. I don't know why.
Take a knee.
I will eviscerate you in fiction. Every pimple, every character flaw. I was naked for a day. You will be naked for eternity.
And then they just go off cackling.
They're like, whatever. And he did. Those are characters in
Humble
Canterbury Tale.
purveyors of religious relics.
To trudge, the slow, weary, depressed, yet determined walk of a man who has nothing left in life except the impulse to simply soldier on.
So good.
This is a dumb one, but this is only because of Roland. Well, the Pope may be French, but Jesus is bloody English.
No.
It's just fucking funny.
Well, the Pope may be French, but Jesus is English. You're on.
Yeah.
So good. Literally, I don't think that's silly at all. One of my favorite lines of the whole thing. I wrote down 4 lines. One of them is bees, and that's one of my 3. Like,
Okay.
I love that line.
Do you want to? Let's get to yours, and then I have Chaucer's intros basically, which we can try to do. But for a lot of these, I'm just gonna cut audio in.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Sadly, not on YouTube because the rights are different there.
So bees is got 'em good. So Chaucer's intros too.
Yeah.
Mine was the Pope, maybe French, and then you may feel like a poet, but you sound like an idiot.
That's also good.
And then a blunted lance. So those are my 4
Yeah.
because I have self-control apparently.
Well, we got to talk about all these quotes. What are you talking about? I feel like maybe people would argue for the love letter. No, not good. Sorry.
No, I mean, I actually it's good, but in a ridiculous way. Like
Yeah, in a way over the top way.
and like
Oh, I do like though Kate
What?
when they're talking about her neck, her throat is like they're trying to tell him to talk about her breasts, and Kate's like, the moon at least, her breasts were not that impressive. It's fine.
yeah, great line.
All right. So now Chaucer's intros. So the first is after he's denied doing the intro, and Ulrich wins the swords. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Yes, behold my lord Ulrich, the rock, the hard place. Like a wind from Gelderland, he sweeps by, blown far from his homeland in search of glory and honor. We walk in the garden of his turbulence." Yeah.
Roland there.
And then
is
the fucking we have best needle drop, but come on. And then when Edward's in disguise, his herald gives a very respectable, very nice little intro for his guy. "You're good. You're very good. My lords, my ladies, and everybody else here not sitting on a cushion. Today, you find yourselves equals, for you are all equally blessed. For I have the pride, the privilege, nay, the pleasure, which I say all the time, of introducing to you a knight, sired by knights, a knight who can trace his lineage back beyond Charlemagne. I first met him atop a mountain near Jerusalem, praying to God, asking his forgiveness for the Saracen blood spilt by his sword. Next, he amazed me still further in Italy, when he saved a fatherless beauty from the would-be ravishing of a dreadful
Turkish uncle.
Boo.
The
Ugh.
inflections
I
are
know.
so key.
And he's just like crawling up the thing. Ugh. In Greece, he spent a year in silence, just to better understand the sound of a whisper.
Of a whisper?
He's like choked up. And so, without further ado, gilding the lily, and with no more ado, I give to you the seeker of serenity, the protector of Italian virginity, the enforcer of our Lord God, the one, the only,
Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein!
Ah,
Ugh.
thank you. I'll be here all week.
It was so good. Truly, truly the best.
It's like incredible. I've always been a huge Paul Bettany fan because of that.
Yeah.
And then follows us up. He's like, you know what? Master and Commander, no big deal. And like, it's annoying that he's good in the Vision, obviously, in the MCU, but
Oh
they
my
don't give
God.
him fucking anything to do. They make the man be emotionless 90% of the time.
Oh, I
He's
love
in the fucking take up,
Vision.
and I love Vision. I'm just saying, Paul Bettany is incredible. I wish they let him do the full range of insanity he also has within him beyond the very like Vision's awesome. He does a very tremendous job portraying him with a lot of emotion and depth once he is allowed to have emotion and depth. And it's very believable that Elizabeth Olsen is in love with this red cyborg. And he, especially in WandaVision, gets to. And then in WandaVision, he also gets to fucking cook with some funny stuff as well.
So
But
good.
yes, very quotable movie. A lot of great quotes.
It's
Wanted to shout them all out.
infinitely quotable, honestly, as is very obvious from
Yes.
Thomas's list.
But yeah, especially Chaucer's, like, I bust out a lot of those all the time. Like, when yeah. Best needle drop, another stat category. I limited myself to 3, and then
You didn't give me that one, so I don't have any.
I thought I did. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the list right now. I'm like, did I miss it? Nope, none
I
in
thought
there.
I might have. Sorry, that's my bad.
That's okay.
Stat
I mean,
category.
the whole thing.
I have 3 nominees though.
Okay.
The "We Will Rock You" intro, kind of hard to beat.
Natch.
Taking Care of Business when he's getting busy in the lists. And then the Golden Years kind of dance sequence. There is, I guess you could argue for "You Shook Me All Night Long." Kind of nice, not the nicest. Here's one. It's not the best needle drop, but I think is the best musical scene in the movie. And it's when William has the makeover and it's
The
low
fade
rider
out.
kind of winding down.
Yeah.
That's I think the best kind of musical
It's
cue.
an excellent musical transition. But I agree. I think the montage of him winning is probably because it's like like as that's winding down and like everyone is cheering and it's got like it's the pan of the camera around the cheering crowd and like William in front with his like 3 bros and
Yeah.
then it transitions to him like slamming bitches back and
Yeah.
forth.
And jousting with all the cool
Jousting, but like the
explosions.
scene where he's like hitting the guy and the guy's running away and then he's
Yeah,
like
and
putting his hand up and letting the sword drop and rolling, cheering. Like it's just it's just great.
Yeah, it's just great. And then fucking, do you want to touch him?
Do you want to touch him is and then the music fades out with
Yeah.
that scene transition. Oh my God. I forgot one of the best quotes is like Roland looking at the tent to describe William's tunic.
Yes.
And then William going, oh, it's a disaster. And Roland going, I think it'll actually look quite nice.
And I don't know how to dance.
And then
Here's something that struck me
and
this
one.
time. Something that really struck me in this movie that I hadn't before is that for all his laudable features. William is so whiny and such like a little brat. And we see it numerous times, and it's not like hidden necessarily because he snaps at Jocelyn
Yep.
because he
You're
can't,
just a
just because
silly
he didn't even
girl.
get to fight Adamar is why.
Right.
And like he does things like that. He's like when he's trying to leave and he's throwing the saddle on the horse. No, yes, no, yes. And he's very petulant, but he's also a 21-year-old. So
Sure.
it makes sense. But it is something that just really struck me this time is
How he's a whiny little bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, he kind of
Despite
bugs
all.
me.
All right. These are like inspired by unanswerable questions in the rewatchables, but it's basically movie ends and it's either questions like plot hole type things, which I did not point out any plot holes because there are none. This is a perfect movie. There's nothing wrong
Absolute
with it.
perfection.
So Williams is a knight now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He defeated Adamar, him and Jocelyn happily ever after. He's got the boys with him, including Kate. Does he have lands? Does he have a castle? Is he now running an estate? Do we think he's a good lord? Does he have to raise levies? Like, is he involved in this war now?
Good question. Good
And like,
question.
here's what I think is that I would imagine he becomes one of Edward's boys. Like, I bet he gets raised up.
Probably because Edward would trust him to give good advice and like actually be an advisor versus
What I
like
mean,
grubbing for power.
I think
I
it's
could
like
see
a
that.
fun version of like the Onion Knight and Stannis.
Yeah. I
And
like
like
that.
this guy is at least tournament brave. You know what I mean? He's an excellent fighter, both on horse and on sword fighting. Like I bet this guy, I think we just see the beginning. I mean, it's a silly comedy sports movie, but I like to think we see the beginning of this guy just becoming a fucking guy.
Well, how does a Knight's Tale, like Chaucer's Knight's Tale, what's
The
the
Night Tale, I think, or the Knight's Tale.
right? But I'm saying like, do we remember? Do
I
we?
have no idea.
I don't
I
remember.
didn't look it up on purpose.
I read it in high school, so I don't remember. But yeah,
I
my
think it's
only
just the
unanswered
name kind of borrowed.
question is like, or not, it wasn't an unanswered question. Ours was just like questions in general, like this don't track sort of thing. Was when he's in the stocks and they're throwing food, B goes, "Aren't they poor?
Yeah.
Why are they
That is-
wasting food?"
Why are they wasting food?
I was like, you know what? That's actually my
Why
only
aren't his
question. I'm gonna
friends
write that
also in
down.
trouble?
Also, what the fuck is Jocelyn's last name? Where are her parents?
Let's see. Where are her?
Where's
Girl,
her father?
I've entered
That's
into
the one
negotiations with her father.
right.
Like,
Where? How?
she doesn't have a last
She
name.
doesn't have a last
Jocelyn,
name
a
or
lady of
parents.
noble birth.
So, a lady. Come on.
Only, let's see. Count Adamar, if you count his title, has a last name. William has a last name. John Thatcher has a last name. And then the prince. And
Technically,
Chaucer, obviously.
Thatcher is their
Job.
title, but that is
Yeah.
where a lot of
But
last
they
names
call him
came
William
from.
Thatcher.
I know. Yeah. Well, because it's William the Thatcher
Yeah.
or John the Thatcher. But yes.
Does Count Adamar ramp up his atrocities to get recalled in order to face William? Like, is that what we're led to believe? Also, I forgot to include this: committing the oldest sins in the newest ways. Fucking Rufus Sewell, charming,
Gross.
evil guy.
So gross.
Cool line though, but also like in context, terrible. Fucking
Dreadful.
wild thing to say.
Dreadful.
There is also a funny scene where his guy brings him all the tournament results, and he's in the middle of war, just stressed out, just stressed, and just.
And the way he says it is so weird too. B was like, "What is he saying?" Like he's saying Auric. He's like, "The fuck?"
Just pissed. Dude was just pissed.
Auric.
All right. So because this is a very beloved movie, there's a lot of trivia and factoids about it.
Sure.
So I'm going to run through a lot here for you. All right. Famously, the crowd doesn't react the first time Geoffrey Chaucer does the whole hype up after the sword thing. That is because they were filming in Prague and they didn't understand their cue. So you see, and old lady starts to, and then no one else does, so she stops reacting. And so Mark Addy was like, "Yeah," to get them to do it. And the director was like, "That's fucking funny," and kept it in that way.
Shut up. That's real.
Yeah.
I love that so much more.
It's awesome.
I love that.
And also, like, great because you see them all kind of befuddled. It's so great that they all locked in and stayed in character for that. And no one was like, "What the fuck?" and ruined it. So they put in a ton of work to get the splinters of the jousts or the lances when they break to look really cool, which they do. They look awesome.
They do. I love the
And
scene where Kate catches the one.
yeah. So they were made with the body was like stored so it would break, and then the tips were balsa wood. They were also hollowed out and filled with chips, like balsa wood chips, but uncooked linguine to make the splinters look good. Yeah. And then
Just a bunch
also
of pasta.
because the sound is fucking sick, they used the sound of a howitzer and just slowed it down. That's why it sounds like a cannon going off every time.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's clever. I love
yeah.
sound, like movie magic sound tidbits. Like that's
Yeah.
always, I think, so fascinating. It's like the sound of a lightsaber was from what's his face later accidentally like dropping something behind his TV and like the
Yeah.
electrical
There's
interference. I just think that
Star
that's
Wars has
so
a bunch of
cool.
them. Star Wars
Yeah.
has a bunch of. They were all accidental.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out the right way to do something, and they
And then
finally
just
did. And it was
accidentally happened.
incredible.
It's fate.
Yes. So this is supposed to take place in the year of Chaucer's life that there are no records of what happened to him, which is funny. There's just we're locked in on this guy, but this one fucking year we have no idea what he was up to.
I love that.
Peter the Pardoner and Simon the Summoner. What the fuck? Summoner. What the fuck? Are actual characters from the Canterbury Tales. Heath Ledger was cast because of they were making The Patriot at the time, and the studio was just like fucking fired up about how he was doing.
I'm so glad. I'd be so sad if we didn't have this with him.
I know.
Like he died so young and like he had like a crazy career for how short it was.
Yeah, I know. He was 28 when he died. It's crazy.
I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah, right.
I get really sad. Like I was thinking about I'm gonna start crying. Hang on, give me a second. When we were watching it, I started thinking about it. I was like, I wonder what he'd look like
That is sad.
if he lived. And it was like I got like really emotional about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad.
I remember I was deeply unwell when that happened for like so many reasons, but like it's very like it's very similar to like Robin Williams, you know, like even more so though because like his existing underlying mental health issues were exacerbated by a role he played and a role he played so well.
Yeah,
I got really sad. I was like, man, imagine like what we would have gotten
I know. He
if
was
he had
literally like at
lived.
the
They never
28,
they
getting to the
never
top
would
of
have
his craft.
I don't think they ever would have made the shitty new Batmans and
Dark Knight Rises, you
and
mean?
like Joker stuff. I don't think they would have done that if Heath
Yeah.
hadn't died.
Oh, with the Jared Leto and all that.
Oh, you know what? God, I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, I was thinking about what's his face, Joaquin, or not Joaquin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Like, which I've never seen those. But, anyways, I'm fine
So,
now.
yeah, I would say the movie itself isn't supposed. Like, I think that's why they ruined the second one because they were like, incels like this movie. We were making fun of you the whole time, so now we have to make it exceedingly obvious that we're making fun of you, fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's sad. And there's a lot. I'll send you the oral histories I read for some of the trivia. There were like a lot of really touching stories from them of him being like a
Great.
leader,
Can't wait
even
to
though he was the
cry
youngest.
more.
It's sad. There's one where Alan Tudyk lost somebody that he was friends with, and like Heath Ledger also knew, and so he called him, was like,
I heard that.
"How
I
are
remember
you?"
that one. Yeah.
And was like, made him stay with him for 3 days, and he said he was the youngest, but he was our leader.
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God.
Stop. Because I mean, how he was what, like
He was 21.
2021. Jesus.
They're all like several years older. Besides him and Shannon, and I didn't look up how old Rufus Sewell was because apparently they became like best friends and were just having fun in Broad. The Black Prince and Geoffrey Chaucer were actually connected in real life. Chaucer's wife was sister to Catherine de Rote, who married the Black Prince's brother John of Gaunt. Apparently, they knew each other beyond like the familial.
Well, that
things.
would make sense.
So even though this is set in a random year of his life, that's actually a plot hole because he would have known who Chaucer was. Hey, guess what? Fuck you.
Maybe, or maybe it was from maybe the year was before.
Maybe they met
he
after.
got married. Yeah.
Did you think of that? Count Adhemar is announced as a son of Philip de Vitry De Vitry was a famous 14th century French musician and theorist, known for an influential text called Ars Nova. At the end, Chaucer says, I think I'll write this down. Obviously, The Knight's Tale is the title of the first chapter in
indeed.
the Canterbury Tales.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucked up right here. What I'm about to get to. The director initially cast the actress Berenice Bejo, who plays Christiana, as Jocelyn, but the studio was unhappy with the amount of foreigners in the film, and they insisted on an American in that role, leading to Shannon Sossamon taking the part. And so that's why he included her as
That's fucked.
Christiana. Yes. It is kind of fucking nuts. So the studio also tried to staff the supporting cast with stars to prop up Heath Ledger because they're like, this guy's going to be a star. We're fine with that, but we need some dogs with them. And so Mark Addy was locked in as Roland because he was coming off the full Monty. But they wanted Hugh Grant and then Drew Carey for Chaucer, which is fucking crazy.
Drew
Yeah.
Carey?
And the director was like, Hugh Grant's not going to do this. And
What was Hugh Grant
Drew
supposed
Carey,
to be?
Chaucer.
Oh, I thought you were saying, okay, so those were two
Either one.
considerations.
They were like,
for
they
Chaucer.
tried Hugh Grant first, and he was like, no. And then
Hugh
they
Grant
tried Drew
would have
Carey.
actually been funny, but like Hugh Grant could have pulled that off pretty well, but he wouldn't have. And then like he wouldn't have wanted to.
Right, especially
Drew
then.
Carey is so offensive to me
I know.
that
And
they
then,
would even
so
consider that. Also, like a star, fuck off. Drew Carey, fuck off.
Then they also tried him
Ugh.
for Watt, which, no. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, Drew Carey, no. But like I said, the director had become friends with Paul Bettany. He wrote Chaucer for him, which
Right.
is kind of crazy to be like, my friend who's been in one movie
Nothing,
that people
yeah.
know. I wrote this, like, the linchpin of the movie.
Yeah.
Here's one that's pretty nuts. So Rufus Sewell had been cast in the director's mind. He's like, this is my boy. He auditioned. He crushed it. Boom. Daniel Craig came in and blew it out of the water. And he said, I almost cast him,
Oh, that's wild.
but he didn't. And he was like, it's a good thing I didn't, because even though like it was incredible, he obviously would have done an amazing job. Sewell and Heath Ledger became such good friends that it really strengthened the movie.
Yeah.
And also, the reason he didn't end up pulling the trigger on making the change is because he was like, Sewell's like the dark hair, the dark kind of complexion.
He looks like the bad guy.
Yeah, it really, like, if they're both blonde, it doesn't hit as much.
No,
Just
there would have
kinda
been a lot of blonde in that movie
Yeah.
if Craig had played Adamar.
Yeah. It was a really special experience for them all. If I remember, I'll put them in the show notes, the oral history, so people can read for themselves about
Yeah,
how much
definitely.
people love each other. The director, I have a quote from one of them for the director. The sidekicks are all good enough characters that people are attached to them. The conceit in my head is that all these characters around William, with the exception of Chaucer, are brokenhearted. You only know it when they do the love letter, but they're all brokenhearted except for Heath, who is in love. And they're all in love with Heath in a way. Because I think that was in response to, so both these are in response to people thought that Kate and William had such great chemistry that they were going to end up together, which I always kind of thought as well. But he
B
said,
thought Watt and Kate were gonna. I was like,
I
ew,
see it.
no.
nah. Kate and Roland would make sense because they're actual adults. They're grown-ups.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also complaints about a woman blacksmith. He said, it's funny because some people complained about a woman being a blacksmith, and that would really make me mad because it was true.
Mm-hmm.
The blacksmiths had a guild at that time, and one of the rules of the guild was if you're married to a blacksmith and he died, you could take up his trade to support their kids.
Yep.
But you couldn't make ornate stuff. You could only make practical things like horseshoes. So that's why when you see her, she's carrying a rod with horseshoes on them. So there's actually a lot of research in there. Because like despite that's why the anachronisms are on purpose, because the director did all this research to see what was real and what was happening so that he could purposefully break the rules. Which is why the whole like cliche that you can only break the rules if you know them.
Yep.
Kind of here.
Yep.
And that's also why this is actually a good movie, despite how stupid and ridiculous it is.
Yep.
Is because it was done on purpose to make a point.
Exactly.
There are 2 sequel ideas. One was what they pitched to the studio like immediately after the movie, but didn't make enough money, unfortunately. And the critics were assholes about the anachronisms at the time. So they weren't able to get this greenlit. But the original idea was to have it called A Pirate's Tale. And so we open up because Watt says he's going to buy a boat with his winnings. And so we open up with them on the boat, and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. They're just living the life. But it turns out they were kidnapped and they're galley slaves on their own boat. And it's a pirate movie. Adamar kidnaps Jocelyn and takes her to Constantinople for some reason. There also was apparently supposed to be like one of the fellow prisoners on the boat had a treasure map on his back, and they were like, he's getting whipped, and they see the parts of the map coming off, so they all volunteer to take blows.
What
And
the
so it
fuck?
was basically like a
This
bunch of they
actually
were
would have
just
been
like,
awful.
it would have been crazy. And then Paul Bettany pitched to him in like a couple years ago with an idea that William and Jocelyn have a daughter, and she wants to get into jousting, but can't take off her mask to do so. And so we follow this woman who's 18 or 20 years old as she seeks out his friends for help.
Okay,
And
that
I
I
think
would
Netflix
like.
cast on it, which I think that would
Netflix,
be
you
a pretty good
idiots.
one, especially
That
if you
actually would.
get the cast back.
If you get the cast back, what I don't like, what I like about that is that it isn't a fully new thing because it's like a sequel sort of, but you theoretically wouldn't have had to watch A Knight's Tale to be able to enjoy that story, but the nostalgia of the characters, if it's done well, those characters can stand on their own in a future show or movie without
Yeah.
you having to watch A Knight's Tale. But the nostalgia for people like us would be a huge money get
Yeah.
for Netflix or whoever made it. That's crazy that they turned it down.
I also think you do it would be 90s themed, I guess, which is,
Yeah,
do 90s music, which would be kind of fun.
that would be really fun. I love that.
I know it's also crazy because I don't know, this movie's such a hit. Everyone loves it. I don't know. I would watch that. And also just I don't care. Fucking I don't know. Anyway, so
watched
I
the shit out of
also
that.
initially wanted to do a category where we do a recast
Oh
of
yeah,
the
I did.
movie
I did
for
it.
modern. You did this? Okay.
I did
I
the.
tried.
I did the assignment.
I tried. I couldn't. I was like, no one can be Heath Ledger. It's impossible.
Oh, okay. So I didn't. I didn't recast. Oh no, I did recast William. Okay, you ready?
Did you wait? So you did a period accurate recast or modern remake?
I did current remake with
Okay.
today's stars.
So here's the before you did into yours, because you
Yes.
actually did it. I chickened out. I was thinking the only way to do it is you really like you have to. I think you gender swap it right off the bat,
Oh,
and you
that's
put like
interesting.
Zendaya or someone who's awesome as William.
I have Zendaya on mine, but
She's
not
awesome.
as not as William. She's
Because
Jack.
I feel like that's what that was. Because I was like, you could do Tom Holland
I
as
did
William
Tom Holland as
and
William.
Zendaya as Jocelyn.
That's what I did.
But he's not built for it. Yeah. Anyway, he was so like I just don't. I don't know. It's so hard because Heath Ledger is so charming.
He is, but I think Tom
who could play
Holland
him?
is the only person on earth who could do it.
Okay. Okay. And then so obviously I hate Timmy Chalamet, and I think 2026 my agenda's popping off. I see the vision. It's happening. This Marty Supreme movie is going to be his downfall. Anyway, I think he's too American, but
I don't have him on mine.
I think because like that competitive thing, I think he would understand the character very well. But I also don't think he could do it because he's very scrawny.
Yeah.
So
But that's the
let
other
me
thing
hear
is
you.
Tom Holland is not scrawny. Tom Holland is thin. Like he's not
Mhm.
thin. He's narrow, but he's not scrawny. He's like
Yeah.
jacked. He's a superhero for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna do it in the order that I wrote it down. I will say, okay, Adamar is Jensen Ackles,
Wow. I'm in.
right?
Absolute cinema.
Right? Prince
Wow.
Edward.
Wow.
You're gonna hate me.
I kind of like him as Prince Edward just so he can save the day, but
Prince Edward is Henry Cavill.
I'm out.
I know you're so mad at me.
I'm out.
All right, this is
Flip it,
Chaucer
flip it.
or
Hold on.
Watt.
What if we flip those?
No, because
Okay.
Jensen Ackles has the like he. Well, you know what? Fair. We could flip it, but I think that Henry has like a more princely, regal bearing.
Plus, he's not in that much of the movie. You know what I mean? So
There you
that's fine.
go.
He's not that good of an
He's
actor.
only
so-
in like what 3 scenes,
Yeah, and I did see him doing and that is Nightly too.
and that
very
is Nightly
well.
too. Like I just think that like he has that like princely bearing to him more than Jensen.
Also, I would love to hear Jensen Ackles like stage British accent. It would be
Right? Okay.
you have been weighed.
That's exactly it. It's like the growly deep, like yes. Okay. So the next is
I'm in.
the next
sorry.
is Chaucer or Watt,
Mhm.
and I forgot I didn't then fill in the other,
Mhm.
but Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think like I lean slightly more towards Watt on that, but I also feel like maybe someone a little less famous should play Watt. William is Tom Holland, Jocelyn is Zendaya.
She gets the last name in this one.
She'll get a last name.
Although, like Jocelyn, just being Jocelyn would make sense with Zendaya, because then it's a reference.
It would. And then Roland is Sebastian Stan.
I love Sebastian Stan.
And I also think he plays
He's very funny.
that like stoic, silent, dryly funny, supportive, sweet, emotionally there, but not super open about it. Yeah, that's my casting. That's all I got, which is almost everyone.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Thanks. I thought I was pretty proud of myself. I
I
did
think
it
you
like
did it.
that too. I did it very quickly.
I just couldn't get over no one to play William, and so
I
I do
truly
think
believe Tom is the only person.
I think it would be more like underdoggy. I think if he's playing it too, in a way, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
I feel like Heath Ledger just felt so inevitable.
That's fair.
Because
Yeah, I never felt like it was like a
that you're
super
just
under.
like,
Also, the movie's not written like a true
right.
underdog story.
But that's what I mean. Like with Tom Holland, we have to do. There's a little bit of tweak where he's got a.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Thanks. I'm pretty pleased. I was pretty pleased.
So, it's Mark Addy, isn't it? Mark Addy plays Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones.
He does.
I've always thought, we've talked about it a little bit already, that a lot of this cast could have been in Game of Thrones, maybe should have been, and that Heath Ledger especially
Yes.
probably would, like, they would have been like, we got to figure out a way to get this guy on this show.
I agree. I have 4.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Please, you.
Oh, okay. So Alan Tudyk would be the voice of all the dragons
Just the roaring. That's
because
awesome.
that's what he does now is like all voice acting.
Yeah.
I was like, this is dumb, but that was my immediate first thought, and I thought it was really silly and funny. Heath Ledger would play Loras Tyrell.
Wow. Wow. That's really good book-wise. But in the show, it's like too small of a role, I think. But that would have been so incredible because then
I
you
bet,
like
but it
actually
wouldn't
give
have
a
been as
fuck
small a
about
role.
Loras.
They probably
You actually
would
would have
have
given a fuck about
given
him,
him.
Oh my god, that's so good.
I know. You
I
know what's
see.
funny? B actually initially said it. He was like, the curly
And
hair
the
gay
hair.
boy.
Then you also would have had to make Renly. I don't know that that's not a good actor necessarily, but they really fucked up his part.
They only fucked up his part. I don't think the actor is to blame there.
Right. But I was just like, you need someone either to, that would be so good. Wow.
I know.
Because Renly, they either would have had to beef up Renly's role as well and made him actually competent and good, or
Not necessarily, actually, because
But
the tweak would have just been more of Loras post Renly's demise.
which
Like-
would have been sick.
It would have been great. We would have gotten like grieving, angry,
Dude, that
really
would've been
driven, motivated Loras, which we get in the
Mm-hmm.
books. To a
I
degree.
had Heath Ledger for Jamie Lannister just because I
Yeah.
want him in as much of it as possible. And Nicolas Costu-Waldau did a fantastic job. I don't know. I wouldn't want him recast necessarily, but I think Heath Ledger just
He's got a
he
new
was an
show out
all-time
now.
great.
Nikolai.
Nikolai. Apologies, in Denmark.
I actually don't know. It might be Nikolaj, but I'm assuming it's Nikolai.
It is.
It's spelled Nikolaj, obviously. But he has a new show out
That's cool.
that I can't wait to watch. I had Rufus as. So I first put Stannis, but I also think Tywin. Wow. But he's not blonde, so that's why Stannis.
Yeah.
And I think he'd look horrifying as a blonde.
Yes, he would.
And I also think like Tywin, the casting for Tywin is fucking phenomenal. No one. And Paul Bettany as Littlefinger.
That's terrific.
I know.
That would have been awesome.
I know. I'm really proud of myself for this very mini casting that I did here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me. Who'd you got?
Okay. Hold on a minute. I gotta digest.
You're like, I'm rethinking my whole life.
Trying to think. Wow. I mean, I just
I'm
did
so
red hair
proud
to
of
red
myself
hair.
that you are so impressed with my casting.
I did red hair to red hair. I had Watt as Tormund Giantsbane.
I I get it, but I don't get
No,
it.
no. It was just the red hair. It was a
It's
lazy
just
move.
that, yeah. Which, like, okay.
I thought Rufus Sewell would have been good as Mance Rayder, the team behind the wall.
Oh, yeah, he would have been good with that. It's such a small. I feel like Stannis is the only, like,
Hmm.
Stannis is, like, to me, just like the grossest, worstest
Hmm.
character of the whole book and show,
Yeah,
which is why I feel like Rufus would do such a good job with it.
I think that's fair. I did think about him for Roose, kind of for that reason, Roose Bolton.
Roose
But I
also.
thought I don't know, like I think he's too pretty for Roose, to be honest with you.
I You know what? If it was right, if it was at the same time as when
Hmm.
this movie was made, it could have been done. But post eye surgery, yeah, I don't think so. Because he's got like the
Okay.
crazy eye.
Yeah. I also thought because he has that kind of darker complexion a little bit, like maybe some of the
The
Dornishmen, but I couldn't
ruddy.
think of any.
I
And
think the yeah, interesting. I think the more Moorish, like southern Spain
yeah,
looking bros are best for that. But I do
I think
see
that's
it.
fair. I think Paul Bettany, I couldn't think of one. I was just like, I do love him, but I was thinking more subtle, kind of. I was like, the Onion Knight, maybe we lean into that kind of role for him.
Mm,
But
interesting. Yeah. Because like I picked Littlefinger
that's
because
perfect, honestly.
thank you. I really thought so, and it's because so he's really good at serious, but he's
Hmm.
very funny. And
Yeah.
Littlefinger is in the show especially an amusing character.
Hmm.
Like he has these like he's amusing to himself.
Yes.
And I feel like Paul Bettany plays that very well.
Hmm.
Is like I amused myself.
Yeah. I love Paul Bettany. He used to be my favorite actor.
Oh,
So
I didn't.
big
That's
fan of his
cool.
work.
I love that.
But yeah, I just think, I mean, like, this cast, the real reason I asked is just because it's such a delight to have this cast together. We know that they had such a great time filming
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to see them connect in another project, and a lot of them did. Mark Addy, Heath Ledger, and Shannon Sossamon were in another movie that this guy directed a couple years later.
What?
It's a good
Oh,
question.
wait, no.
It was
Trying to think what else Shannon was in.
The Order.
Never saw it.
Me neither. I don't think it's that good.
Oh, well. Can't all be winners.
Oh, you know what I jumped over in trivia that we can just leave here because it's not important.
Mm.
Apparently, the only other actor that was seriously considered for William was Paul Walker, which would have been terrible.
That would have been so bad.
The director was like, he was just too American. It's like, yeah, he's also
No shit.
shitty actor.
Hey, that also is super ironic.
Yeah,
Is this movie cursed?
everyone else is chilling.
That's fair.
Just maybe the role.
Yeah, that role.
All right, but that's all I had on A Knight's Tale.
Me
10 out of 10.
too. Absolute banger.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. I truly do just love this movie.
Yeah. Was B moved at all in
Nope.
this viewing?
Nope.
That's
Says Paul Bettany that's it.
that's it.
That's it.
Did he see Heath Ledger as Lowrider wound down?
He didn't care. He didn't care. I know. I know. It's truly appalling and makes me really rethink my marriage. 100% joking. But seriously, I was shocked.
It is shocking. It is shocking. Okay, so thank you everybody for listening. Let us know if there's a movie you think we should do.
Yeah.
No guarantee because it's very important to do movies that you actually love when you do this. Otherwise, it's miserable.
Fair.
But if there's any movies you want us to give a shot, we're welcome, or you're welcome to. We're very open to suggestions. Follow us on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube. other places at Highkey Obsessed Podcast. Follow Cassie at Sharkbait's Bookshelf on TikTok, Threads, Instagram as well. And be sure to give us those 5-star ratings and reviews wherever you're listening. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. Do your job. Do your duty. Do what you're here for. And if you don't give us 5 stars, we will
stab you with a tipped lance.
Yep.
I don't know.
We'll win this time.
Ooh.
Until next time, remember, it's called a lance. Hello.
Thank you!